Hello, and thank you for choosing Exaprise. In this video, we'll be covering ServiceWatch active tests, use cases for them, configuring and deploying the active tests, as well as review the available alarms and actioning on them via dashboards. ServiceWatch active tests allow for lightweight network tests to be performed from ServiceWatch devices. These active tests are terrific for identifying poor network performance and ensuring resources are accessible. Since they are running from ServiceWatch devices, Windows, or Mac OS, you gain additional insight into the home network performance along with proactive notifications when issues arise. The active tests available for ServiceWatch include a web-get and ping test, which can be used to verify a device can reach a web page or network resource by name or IP. The VoIP active test will send and receive VoIP packets between the device and receiver specified. AWS and Azure receivers are available, or you can configure a receiver on one of your private sites to test between offices or from home to the offices. Lastly, the DNS lookup test ensures DNS resolution is performing properly and available. When configuring your active tests, it's important to consider what it is you're actively trying to monitor. The VoIP active test is terrific at identifying performance degradation across VPNs, but if you're just trying to ensure a resource is accessible, such as a server or web page, the ping or web-get active test will provide you with just that. The active tests on top of that being collected by ServiceWatch provide engineers with the information required for added visibility into non-office networks to quickly resolve issues when they arise. To deploy ServiceWatch active tests, you will need to first create a configuration for the active tests. To do this, select ServiceWatch, then Configurations, and then Active Tests, and select Add Configuration to start the wizard. From here, you can click Next to select the tests you want to enable. Once selected, provide them with the additional values for what you are trying to test, and click Next to provide the configuration with the name, and finish the wizard. Once complete, you'll want to create a ServiceWatch configuration with active tests enabled. From the Active Test configuration screen, select Desktops in the top left and select Add Configuration once more. Click Next to be brought to the ServiceWatch browser configuration. ServiceWatch Browser is a browser extension for both Chrome and Edge that collects performance metrics and errors of the specified URLs and domains. You can configure the browser extension by selecting Add Configuration and select one of the pre-configured Microsoft 365, Google, or Salesforce options, or you can add your own URLs and domains to monitor. Once you have input the information, click Next. If you do not want to deploy the browser extension, you can select Next without adding a configuration. From here, you can select which extension you want to deploy. You'll also want to enable active tests from here. By not selecting a browser extension, no ServiceWatch browser will be deployed. Make sure you leave the Collect Performance Data enabled and select Next again to provide the ServiceWatch desktop configuration and name. Once you click Finish, you'll be able to download the installer. To do so, select Download to be presented with the Windows and Mac OS installers. Once downloaded, run the installer on the device and ServiceWatch data will begin collecting shortly after. You can view the information collected from the dashboards as well as pull up the device you deployed to, or you can search for it from the magnifying glass at the top. Once ServiceWatch has been deployed, along with active tests, you'll want to enable the alarms. To do this, select ServiceWatch from the left-hand side and select Alarms. From here, you can select which ServiceWatch alarms to enable, as well as adjust the thresholds by clicking into the value field. Keep in mind the default ServiceWatch alarm thresholds are set to the vendor's acceptable thresholds, so adjusting these may not be required. After enabling the required alarms, select the recipient group, and then select Update Alarms. Once you have selected your ServiceWatch alarms, click on the Active Test at the top to enable the active test alarms. You'll again want to select the alarms to enable, recipient, and then select Update Alarms. After deploying and configuring the alarms for ServiceWatch active test, you can review the metrics being collected by pulling up the device. You'll be presented with the current test metrics for the designated time period in the middle. You can adjust the time period in the top right, as well as get more details from the active test by selecting the Active Test tab at the bottom. Dashboards are a great way to review the current alarms as well as navigate to a user's device. We recommend building a dashboard much like this Actionable Alarms dashboard, configuring one side for cloud-ready alarms and another with the ServiceWatch and active test alarms. This allows you to easily navigate and access everything you need all from one screen. Additional dashboarding options are available. There will be a link to our dashboard building video in the description below. That's a wrap for our video. Thanks for watching.